What if I told you the Lannisters weren't rich by the end of Game of Thrones, just really good at pretending they were? That the wealthiest family in Westeros, the Golden Lions of Casterly Rock, were flat out broke, faking their way through power plays, wars, and thrones on an illusion. They didn't have gold, they had belief, and that belief was worth more than every coin in the Seven Kingdoms. This isn't a story about money. It's a story about perception. A lie so powerful it shaped kings, killed enemies, and nearly won the Game of Thrones. Because if people think you're rich, you are. And no one knew that better than the Lannisters. It all starts with a trickster, Lann the Clever. Not a warrior, not a conqueror, a thief. He didn't build Casterly Rock, he conned it from the Casterlys. That trick became the foundation of the most powerful house in Westeros. Because beneath the rock, gold. Miles of it. Rivers of it. Enough to buy loyalty, armies, marriages, kingdoms. The Lannisters didn't rise through swords. They rose through wealth. But wealth is a trap. Because once you're known for gold, you have to keep the illusion going. Fast forward to Titus Lannister, Tywin's father. A weak man, generous, foolish. Let nobles borrow money they never returned. Turned House Lannister into a laughingstock. But his son Tywin? He was watching, learning. And when the time came, he turned everything around. Not through diplomacy, through fear. He crushed rebellious houses like the Reynes and Tarbecks, erased their names, and turned their deaths into a song. The Rains of Castamere wasn't music. It was a message. Do not cross the Lannisters. Tywin restored power, and more importantly, restored the myth of wealth. He cleaned the books, managed the mines, married Cersei into royalty. And when Robert Baratheon won the throne, Tywin became the Shadow King. The real power. The crown owed massive debts. Who paid them? The Lannisters. Who funded the realm? The Lannisters. And with every coin, the crown slipped deeper under their control. Westeros ran on Lannister gold, or so everyone thought. Here's the twist. The gold ran out. Quietly. Secretly. The mines beneath Casterly Rock dried up. The veins were empty. And Tywin told no one. Not even his children. Because Tywin understood one thing. Perception is stronger than reality. As long as people believe you're rich, they'll treat you like you are. So he kept spending, kept funding wars, kept the image alive. The vaults were empty, but the illusion? Solid gold. During the War of the Five Kings, Tywin played every side like a master, bought alliances, married off his children, took control of the throne, all without revealing the truth. It was smoke and mirrors, and it worked, until Tywin died, killed by his own son. And with him, the illusion began to crack. Cersei stepped in, but she wasn't Tywin. She ruled through paranoia, not strategy. She made enemies faster than allies. And the debts didn't disappear. The Iron Bank of Braavos started circling. The Tyrells started plotting. And slowly, the realm started realizing. Maybe the Lannisters weren't as rich as they claimed. But Cersei doubled down. In Season 7, she makes one brilliant move. She sacks Highgarden, wipes out House Tyrell, and steals their gold. She uses that to pay the Iron Bank in full. Not because they were suddenly rich, but because they needed to keep the performance alive. It bought time. Just enough to borrow again. This time to fund the Golden Company, the largest mercenary army in the world. But that wasn't strength. That was desperation. Meanwhile, their home, Casterly Rock, was abandoned. When Daenerys sends the Unsullied to take it, they find it nearly empty. Why? Because it had nothing left to offer. No gold, no power, just stone. The Lannisters didn't even bother defending their ancestral seat. That's how hollow the symbol had become. And yet, people still feared them, because the myth persisted. Tywin's ghost still ruled. The roar of the lion still echoed. But beneath it all was rot. Jaime lost everything defending a legacy that no longer existed. Cersei lost her kingdom chasing an image. Tyrion saw through the lie and turned against his family. The Lannisters didn't fall because of war. They fell because of pride. Because they couldn't admit the truth, that their power was gone. And that's the genius of their story. House Lannister wasn't built on gold. It was built on the idea of gold. On the belief that they would always pay their debts, always have the upper hand, always sit on the pile of riches no one else could touch. But when the mines ran dry, they didn't adjust. They didn't adapt. They lied. And that lie became their cage. So next time someone says, "A Lannister always pays his debts," remember what it really means. It means they pay with blood, with betrayal, with borrowed time. It means they have to pretend to pay, because if they don't, the illusion shatters. And when it finally did, the Lions of Gold became nothing more than echoes in the rock. The Lannisters didn't lose because they were poor. They lost because they were too proud to admit it. The Lannisters built an empire on gold and lost it all trying to protect the lie. If you're ready to see through the myths, uncover the power plays, and master the game behind the thrones, then like this video, leave your mark in the comments, and subscribe, because this is where the real Game of Thrones begins. I've got a lot more secrets to uncover. See you in the next one.